Hello YouTube, this is Universe Bear here. I've got something special for you guys today. I'm taking my Greenskins against Wolf Knight's Brettonia, and I'm bringing my Who's Brettonia Now build. The idea is to bring a build that's pretty much something that Brettonia would bring, kind of near match them, but with the Greenskins. So got a bunch of cheap infantry in the front line, just goblins with spears for days, just goblins with spears, super cheap. So I could still go really wide here and not have to spend a lot of money on the front line. And honestly, these goblins are going to do pretty good against what my opponents brought here. Just got some cheap goblin archers. I do have the rusty arrows because they're super useful. Warzag, 2 goblin big bosses, but then I've got 6 units of Orc Boar Boy Big Guns. And I know a lot of people think these guys aren't very good, and really they're not too great. They're slow, and they take damage really easily. And they're not great in sustained combat. 22 attack, 22 melee defense. That's not great, and they're pretty pricey at $9.50, I think. They do, however, have some anti-large, which is why I brought them. So I'm going to try to use these guys to counter the knights that Brettonia tends to bring, or take care of their backline. 32 weapon strength with 12 bones versus large is okay. I'm hoping to keep that all buffed up with Warzag's Bonewood Staff, his various buff spells, and the Wog. So the idea is to use those spells to really bring these guys maybe up a tier. And be able to counter their own knights on the Brettonian side. You can see my opponent, Wolf Knight here. He has some of his own knights. He's got Knights Errant here. He does have Knights of the Realm who also have anti-large and better combat stats. So he'll probably do pretty good. He's got way too many arrows though. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 archers. I think that's a little bit much. He's got a front line here with spearmen at arms, a couple of peasants, I guess, just to fill it out, some more spearmen at arms. On this side, he does have Knights Errant, Knights of the Realm, and Grail Knights. These two should do pretty good against the Orc Boar Beacons. He's got King Lewin over here, big meaty general that can do quite a bit of damage, and then the Damsel of Life to get those regrowths and healing. So let's get this thing underway. So I'm going to form up my army a little bit here. You can see he's forming up too, coming to meet my front line here. I'm not really sure what he's thinking when he sees this build. If he's thinking, oh no, or oh yeah, it should be pretty easy to counter. Not sure. I think with the amount of our arrows he's brought, we're going to do pretty good. So just moving forward here, nice clean engagement is what I would like to get. He is going to waste some shots on these goblins. I'm really okay with that. Shoot these guys all day with their silver shields. They're not going to do too much damage, and the damage they do is against $300 goblins. So we're going to clash in this front line. I think we're going to pop the wad pretty soon. Going to try to bring these guys around and over to get a surround on them. He's coming right into here. We're going to get a little surround on these Knights Errant, but these guys are going to do some pretty good damage. Going to try to buff these guys some more. See, they're not doing good work against the Knights of the Realm. They're getting kind of wrecked. They are doing good damage against these Knight Errants though, who don't have anti-large. So they're going to do some good work there, but we are taking quite a bit of damage even with Here We Go. Although we do have some minus melee defense, so they're doing quite a bit of damage as well. He saw my flank over here and pulled these guys out, which is quite smart, but then let me just get into the back line here. So all these archers are going to have a pretty bad time. You can see the goblins, even though they are just goblins, they're still going to take care of the Brettonia front line because their front line is so generally terrible. And he didn't really bring any good infantry units to hold that. So he's going to lose there. He's going to try to get some fighting with the knights to come in here to help support. And he did win this flank over here. So he's coming in with all his knights. Try to get some rear charges of what's left here. He's getting into my backline too, which is not too great, but he's definitely invested more in his backline. So we're going to get a lot of kills over there. You see he's coming in after Warzag here. Pretty much everything. I got my little goblins trying to provide support. Warzag doesn't really want to be here, but we're going to bring in some more troops to help. Do get a nice foot of Gort there. Did a fair amount of damage, I think. I think it wrecked these knights, whatever was left of those guys. Gonna bring in some Orc big guns to try to get us around. I am gonna freeze these knights because I noticed they're almost gone. Maybe some magic damage and bringing in the Orc big guns, and we'll be able to make those guys run off the battlefield. Over here, just cleaning up their backline. That's really been left to the boys to have some fun with, and these $300 goblins are chasing 2 units off. So what's there to complain about that? We did kind of win this pocket fight here. It's going to try to jump in these Orc Biggins to try to take them out. But they do have the anti-large still, and even though, while they are buffed, they're 35 melee attack with the Bonewood Staff. So they're able to do pretty good against 30 melee defense, and they're going to be laying out some damage with their combination of anti-large and buffed attack stats. Did try to bring in the spears here, so I'm going to try to get out and bring in my own goblin spears just to kind of finish those guys off. Chasing after these guys with his Damsel of Life and King Lewin here. I guess he just wants to deal with these nice meaty units and maybe try to circle back. You can see the balance of power starting to go into my favor though pretty heavily. And as we get onto these last ranged units, he's just going to lose all his ranged support. I don't think he wanted to take that flank in the initial engagement over here. I think what he really needed to do was keep his cavalry in the back, because that was his only protection for his archers, since he went so light on the front line. So he really needed to keep those guys as a defensive force instead of a flanking force. I think that's really where he went wrong here. But nonetheless, he is going to try to take out these Orc big guns. They do have anti-large, can do some damage, but he has been healing, keeping these guys pretty topped up. So they are probably going to be able to take those guys out. You can see over here, just kind of mopping up what's left of the forces. Not too much to talk about. He has a little contingent of arrows kind of getting in there to support, but the Orc big ones, these guys are going to get over there, help them out. These spearmen at arms, I think he's kind of forgot about them. The goblins are coming in, showing them why their little pokey sticks are superior. These guys are going to flee pretty much right away. It's got a couple Grail Knights here coming in, trying to provide some support. I don't think it's going to be enough at this point. We just have all these anti-large units coming in here. I'm just going to slowly poke these King Lewin down, even though he does have great melee stats and armor. I just don't think he can last out against all these Orc big guns, and since they're so large, you're kind of making it hard for him to get out of there. What was that? I'm not sure what that was. Oh, Fists of Gork over here on these Orc big guns. Just try to do some more damage. You can see the Damsel of Life is starting to run into trouble now that I popped the Fists of Gork there. And morale's going to collapse, and he's going to lose to army losses there. So that was a good game for my opponent. Wolf Knight. Pretty crazy build, but I just love to bring it against Brettonia, beat them at their own game. Because, you know, everyone knows that the Greenskin Elite Cavalry is the best in the game and can go toe-to-toe with Brettonia's cavalry. Especially when they bring like 7 archers here. But I have used this build in quite a few matches, and it's been surprisingly effective. So I'm going to keep doing it until I get something handed over to me that would demonetize my video here. So you can see they actually did quite well. These guys are probably the ones chasing the archers off. These guys, they did get kind of wrecked on that one flank, but they still managed to take out the Knights Errant and do some damage back. Goblins, they did great, you know, against Brettonian spearmen at arms and peasants. They're going to mop up shop. My archers didn't do too great. The Rustiers did some good damage, and Warzag had that Foot of Gork and was in battle most of the time. So a good fight from Wolf Knight. Hope we run into the ladder again, and you guys take care.